Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Clarence with the Fix It Yourself channel, and a couple of things I want to talk to you about before I start talking about the job that's coming up. One, it's about replacing your rear deck steps. I use a lot of power tools. If you're not familiar with power tools or know how to properly use power tools, I recommend that you get a professional or somebody that knows how to use those power tools, because those tools can be dangerous. Second, I didn't use nails, I used screws for the whole project. The whole project took about 2.5 weeks. I worked on it part-time, a little bit here, a little bit there. Not every day, a couple hours a day. I took out a set of steps, the rear deck steps, that was 4 feet across, and I replaced them with a set that's 10 feet across because I wanted a wider deck set of deck steps. The next thing is the wood that I bought. It came from a combination of Lowe's or Home Depot. Some of the stuff, like the steps, the ladder, those are pre-cut. All you got to do is measure what you want to put up and how tall they are, and you can go buy the pre-cut steps already pre-cut, and all you're doing is piecing it together. And I'll tell you in detail as I get to it. At the bottom of the steps are 8 foot tall, and I put them in the ground, 2 foot in the ground, and I put cement in the bottom. So I dug 2 foot down. Both those posts are 2 foot down in the ground, and then the cement, I put about 10 pounds of cement and dry cement in each hole, and I poured about 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of water in the hole with the post. I let it set for 24 hours, and then I came back and I did the post. The railings were built not from scratch, but they're already pre-cut, and all you have to do is kind of like plug and play. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the old steps, take them completely down, tear them apart, and then you'll see the supplies and the boards I bought to build the new step. And I set it up against the backside of my house, and I measured the length, how wide I wanted it. And that's what you're seeing right now. And I put the frame together, leaning up against my house, and I had you'll see 2 posts that I used to help prop it up, along with it laying up against the house. The top deck is 10 foot across. The bottom level step is 8 feet across. And after I got it framed up and squared, then I removed my deck steps. They had posts on the end. I had to break them out of the ground. They were in place, and I went through a process of leveling them out and measuring them and making sure that they was the right length, the right height as I put them in. And then I put the concrete plates underneath them to support them so that the wood is not on the ground. Angle cut so that I have them butted up against the house, and I wanted those steps to be touching or close to the house, so they came all the way across. They're about 10 foot across, like I told you, on the top step. And here you see the boards laying down. The boards haven't been cut yet because I still got to cut the 45-degree angle up against the house. And then I'll measure them out on the edges and cut those evenly up against the back of the steps, so that you can't reach between the steps, or something reach between the steps. You fall between the steps. So I put backing plates on. The end caps, you get them from Lowe's or Home Depot, 4x4 stud post end caps. Here's the backing plates are on. Now I got to put the 8 feet tall treated stud post in, and I dug down 2 feet, put cement on them and let them set for a day, and that's what the outcome looks like. And the caps, and the only thing I have left now is the railings to put up, framing up the railings. Most of the stuff is you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, it's already pre-cut, and all you got to do is plug and play. You buy the pieces for it and you put it together. The left side was pretty easy to do. The right side was a little difficult, putting the spokes to the side railings. And the spokes really slowed me down the most. But I was able to get everything in to get them level. I got the left side done. And I'm not a professional carpenter. This is just something I decided to try, and I did it, and it actually worked out pretty good. And the left side is done. Now I got to do the right side. As I build, I hope I get better as I build, but you can look at it and see that there's flaws in it. It's not perfect. I'm not a carpenter. Don't claim to be, but if you're not sure what you're doing with power tools, don't try this, or get somebody to build them for you. And mostly I make automotive video, but this time I tried something a little bit different. And here I am putting the final side up, the right side, and I'm putting the spokes in the railings. And I got the non-slip pads down already. I got all my power tools outside. Most of them are battery operated. And all I'm doing is measuring and cutting and putting it together. Measuring, cutting, putting it together. Measuring, cutting, putting it together. And I'm pretty much almost finished with the project. Here it is. Both sides are done. Everything is done. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down.